Hello, it is me, Wheat and Anime Wheat, and I'm here to bring you part 8 of What If Asta Had Earth Magic? Yeah, 8, dude, let's go. Um, I guess it is time. I probably should give a hint on what the next Asta What If will be. Yin and Yang is the hint you get. It's a pretty self-explanatory one, though. Um, Either way, it's a hint. Y'all get it. Okay? All right. And if you have any what if ideas um, for Asta, Tanjiro, Deku, um, anyone really? I mean, I will have to know the character and know the anime to actually get your what if done. But if I know it, I'll probably do it. Okay? Okay? But yeah, what if ideas, put them down below if you want to. You don't have to. I got a poll still running up on my channel. If you go to my, I don't remember what tab it's called. To me, it's called the post tab. I don't know if that's for you all as well. Don't know. I'm gonna go check. Yep, here it is. Here's the what if it's for an Itadori one? Itadori JJK Jujutsu Kaisen. I do hope to do it at some point. Maybe after the second Tanjiro What If is out. It will probably be the one after it to see if you all like it. And if you do, then I will be making more and switching back and forth between Tanjiro and Itadori until I get Naruto ideas back again in my noggin. I do plan on make more Naruto what ifs at some point. I just have to have ideas for it. Right. I just have to have ideas to pop in my head, and then they will be done at some point. Remember, what if ideas are always welcome. You could talk to me down in the comments too. I don't get a lot of comments, so I'll probably answer if I want to. Yeah, comment down below. Ask me a question or two. I'll answer them. I do after this. What if these current ones are done? I do plan on putting them into playlists. I hope I can keep that promise. I hope to. If I don't remember to, then sorry. But when I do, if I do, I will make sure to tell you all. Anywho's, today we're going over the I the Midnight Sun evasion arc. Well, well, the actual arc is a long arc, so I put it into two different parts. Um, Let me think. Oh God. Uh, what is the Elf Reincarnation arc is what it is known as, right? So, yeah, excuse me. Anyways, you don't know. I'm going to ask you all a question. Who's your favorite cosplayer? Yeah, I have two answers. I hold both of these as like they're one of my favorites. Uh, it's they go by um on two different like names on I believe it's Instagram and TikTok. It's Ao Lonnie Cos. I don't know if anybody you have heard of them, but I love their cosplays. When I first got into anime, I was like, oh, I wonder if people like. I'm gonna look it up. Like I was looking up like My Hero. It was like once the first time I've heard of it. Like, oh, I want to see what people do. Like, and TikTok came around recently, so I was like, boop, 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 scrolling through, and oh my god, that's amazing. And then it's King Rowlet X, I believe. You can find them on Instagram and TikTok as well. Um, they're great. Yeah, I recommend these people to you all as amazing cosplayers. And there's so many cosplayers that I didn't want. I that came to mind, but those two are definitely my favorites. So yeah, those are my favorites. Who's your favorite cosplayers or cosplayer or cosplayers if you can't decide like I can't? Put them down below. I want to see your opinions. Anyways, background noise. It's currently raining. I don't know if y'all can hear it. I did do a test run on recording just a little bit ago to test if y'all could hear the rain. I don't believe y'all can, so I'm gonna keep on going. Okay. Everyone will be in their Royal Knights like gear, attire, clothing, flying in, or well, in Asta's case, running. He, I mean, he did use a portal, okay, to get there. They all did. Cobb would do the spatial magic like cancellation, so no one can run. Yeah, and they would still go into groups, but Asta would go on his own and run around the complete opposite edge of it to where everyone else was going in on the one side that they all came through and like spread out that way and go in different manners. Asta would run around the entire thing and get up that way. The teams are still mostly the same as canon. Marilona and Zora, though, are by themselves. Um, all right, ready on my side. Well, Royal Knights, let's go! Marilona would yell as they would all enter and start to fight their way through the Eye of the Midnight Sun's hideout. Asta would be running to hallways, multiple corridors. Yeah, corridors. Just just running through. Doesn't matter about the noise. He's running through because his entire plan is to distract everyone. He's gonna be as annoying as shit. He's gonna fight his way through, get to the main man, and beat him down so they can ruin his plan. Yep, that rhymed. Anyways, they would start to fight through. Well, everyone would. Asta would just punching them, no magic, just whack, just backhands, just knees to the face, just kicks to the gut, one after another, going straight through everybody, making a path, well, an exit if anybody needed to. Everyone knew where Asta was going in. Now, they didn't know where to get to that. But I'm guessing a pile of bodies, well, a pathway of bodies would probably lead you to them, lead you to the exit. So yeah, I'm joking. Everyone would have their own, well, previous path, right? Either way, Asta would keep on running in, just knocking everybody out. Just a weird elbow he would hit a guy with. He would run up and kind of like flip his elbow forward, like pretending to go to throw a punch, but then lift his elbow up and kind of roll his shoulder into it, and flipping his elbow up and just whack, keep on running through and not stopping. He would continue and continue. He would keep on going. Once in a while, he would stop running and just start slowly walking. He's conserving his mana so that once he does get into an actual fight that really is probably going to be a big threat to him, so that he can go all out, then he would keep on going, though. Keep on walking through. He would keep on going and going and going and going, not stopping. He wasn't stopping for anyone. He would even punch the walls to see if there was hidden rooms. Sometimes he would find one, so he'd think, "Oh, there has to be more." There wasn't. That wasn't even a hidden room. The door was just closed on the other side. There's no hidden rooms. Either way, he would still punch the walls and sometimes would open up rooms, but the doors would be left open. So he would say, after punching one in, he would say, "Ha! Found one! Nope. Okay. What about under me?" So there are more of you. Well then, let's go! Blasting forward and just waylaying another one with an elbow, and then another with just a backhand, a headbutt, a knee to the stomach, and an elbow to the back of the head. He would go through massacring these people. He would hope he's not offing them, but if he was, it was not really big of a loss, honestly. Either way, he would keep on going through this massive horde of I the Midnight Sun members. Eventually, there would be no more. All of them would be on the ground. He would just keep on walking forward. Eventually, come to a dead end. Boom! Nope, not that way. So under me, boom! Dropping through. Is that my boot? No, there's a bird outside that I can just hear. Anyways, he would keep on going through. Well, the room that he opened up to, A large, not large by any means, but decent sized room. You would just walk through it, floating stones up in the air. You would say, "What is this place?" Oh, so you are here, Asta, Nova Chrono. Am I right in that assumption? Who are you? I am Raya of the Third Eye. We have met once before. Oh, we have? Oh, you're one of the creepy eye people. Okay, I got you. So, what's with the new get up? You dye your hair or something? No, but we have ascended. And, your friend is over there. Marilyn would be on the ground, unconscious, slumped, seated against the wall. You would look over. Tears would be threatening to pour, and then he would look back. All he would see is red. You see, your friend there tried to take all of us on. That was a very bad idea. We have ascended to our full power, and as you see, some of your friends has decided to join us. Asta would look behind him, seeing multiple members of the team that Marilona put together, well, her and Nozelle put together. And Asta would say, well, he wouldn't say anything. He would just growl and roar. No, I'm joking. He's not roaring. He would grit his teeth as he then would say, you know, I've been reading on what your elves, right? We have old his books and whatever back at the Capitol. I was reading on well, actually I found them from a whole entire some guy called Lumiere. I think he was the first Wizard King. He wrote stuff about elves and how they would use their magic. I studied that. I took that to heart. And I came up with this. You all call it ultimate magic, right? Well, I call it a new way to kick your asses. Cavern magic! Diamond executor! The elves, mostly, well, all the elves, would have a shocked face on once they could feel Asta's mana swell into a large in his body. It would swell within his body. A large amount of mana would cause his body to glow every inch in a light blue color, as then over his entire body, diamonds would shoot out of his skin and start to cover his entire body, as then on top of his head, all over his body would be covered in diamonds. Two horns on top of his head, spikes on two large spikes on his shoulders, on top of his head, like I said, and then a segmented a segmented. Oh my God! If I could speech, yeah, that's a segmented. Oh my God! You know how tails work? How they have bones in them? A segmented. Oh my God! You know what I'm trying to say, right? A tail of diamonds, but there would be a gap between them. It would be like a dragon's tail, okay? Just segmented within different parts. As in, he would breathe. Crushed up diamond dust would pour out, along with cold breath would be able to be seen, or hot breath. Yeah. His breathing would turn more into a growl. Try me now. Monozone. Cavern magic. Spiraling emerald escaping fang. Out of nowhere, out of thin air, large emerald twisting spiky spikes would just skirt out of the air. The air would crack. Some would dodge, some would be encapsulated in two, like stuck between two. Then it would be the emerald would start to encapsulate a elven member just fully, and you could hear it, just hear the person, hear the elf just try to break out, but it wouldn't budge, it wouldn't crack or anything. And then boom, unloading a flurry of blows into Raya, one after another, not letting up. Real, or the elven version of him, would step in. His magic, his paint magic would draw up a angel, a biblically accurate angel like creature, as it would blast a laser beam like attack. Asta then would duck down, and then boom, as he would extend his right arm all the way out, reel it back, and send it forward, catching Reel across his entire torso, upper torso, at his pecs and shoulders. Just boom, sending him flying, crashing through the wall. He then would grab uh I he had a stone magic, he would make a stone axe, reel it up, bring it down onto Asta. It would be swatted away as he would be grabbed by the face and thrown the opposite way. Raya would say, "Copy magic, dark cloaked, lightless flesh." Sending at Asta, Asta would be hit by it, as then a magic circle would absorb it, and then shoot it back. It would be bigger, stronger, faster. Raya would just dodge out of the way. But there would be still a clean slash across Asta's chest. No blood drawn. Diamonds would start to reform. where the slash impacted and created a crater of it. Ryan would say, "How can a human learn this? You shouldn't be able to. This is such a drag." A. He wouldn't get angry and yell it. Let me redo that. How can a person, a human, learn that? And why did he write it down? The woman with the feather wing magic would try to attack Asta, as then Asta would just stomp the ground as a large wall of quartz would be made. As the feathers would hit it, a magic circle would show up and then shoot the feathers back. They would pierce into her skin, and she would fall. He would then raise up his hand. Cavern magic. Onyx Evadia Cutty Pluma. Multiple onyx feathers would fly out of the ground at Raya, which who he would counter it in his own way. As then Asta then would fly up at the next guy, doing the same thing he did to Real and not Real, the art magic, paint magic, whatever it's picture magic, that's what it's called. Bringing out his arm all the way and reeling it back, and then catching him across the chest, sending him flying, crashing into a wall. And then boom, blasting forward, reeling back his fist, as then he would say, Cavern magic, sleepless, Leo, Aether, fist. Instead of the gold, reddish brown gem coating his hand, diamonds would just grow exponentially larger there with a goldish brown red hue on them at the tips. As then, boom, 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 boom. And then he would say, Mana Zone, Cavern Magic, Hell Light, Divided Moon. Multiple moons, half moons made of this Howlite uh, gem. It's actually a very pretty gem. I do recommend you go look at it. Um, would appear and then would start spinning like a saw until the air would start to make a noise, a shattering noise. And then everywhere they would go flying. The members who would still be up would dodge, hit them. The moons would shatter. Okay, it's not a very hard thing to break. The ones who would be hit enough to where they would fall unconscious. Like enough has happened to them, they would fall unconscious, and then they would all disperse. Asta would leap down. His diamond executor spell would fade. He would breathe heavy as he would bend down, grab, put his arms around Marilona, lift her up onto, hit, like he's carrying her. As then he would go, he would leave. Kicking um, the wall out, he would leap downward. He would fall and fall. As then cavern creation magic, Jade Karma Great Beast. The beast would form under him, the head of a lion, a scaly body of a dragon, the front feet of a deer, the back would be flippers of a seagull, the tail of a fox, and the wings of a crow would be carrying these two down to the floor or ground. As then behind him, two red ruby minotaurs would be made. These three would stand around Marilona for quite a while. Well, as he would lay them down, he would say to them, I'm gonna go finish business with their boss. And then he would fall on the ground unconscious until many moments later, many minutes, hour would go by before he would shoot up onto his, well, seated. He would look around, noticing many faces staring at him. Nazel would say, So, you're finally back with us, huh? What about Marilona? She's fine. You ran out of mana. She wasn't fine. Not that well, nearly. What happened? Do you all know what happened to everyone else? I have one idea, but it's not a very good idea. They all turned into elves. Yeah, we kind of figured that out, Asta. I don't need your sass, Noelle. Yeah, yeah, whatever. Joking, she wouldn't say it. She'd say, Whatever. You okay? You got quite beat up. I mean, once we found you, you did have a massive slash wound across your chest. Yeah, I'm fine. Didn't realize it actually cut through my entire spell. What? Nothing. Damn it. This sucks. Did you watch the fight, Redhead? Yeah, I did. So what? How did that happen to Marilona? I don't know. I watched some of it. I got kicked out before I could even help her. Fine. What happened to you? I fought the boss of the elves. Licked? Light magic? No, this one was different. He had sword magic. Well, he had swords. I don't know the magic. Yeah, he wouldn't know. He would say he carried swords. Okay, that doesn't help. At least I don't think. I just, I hope Dad's okay. And that's where we will put a to be continued until next time. Hope you all enjoyed this episode part whatever you want to call it. I hope you all enjoyed. Hope to see y'all next time. Roll the dice. Bye.